Jad's here.
14-year-old Jad has entered a whole new world, a journey that began in the United States. His mother heard about an extraordinary school in the Middle East for autistic children. She was willing to turn her family's life upside down in order to help her autistic son.
And for my daughter, for my husband to move another job, another country, another house, it's all changes, yeah.
But she insists it's been worth it, and they've ended up in the Gulf country of Qatar.
Oh, he needs a hug and kiss. Okay. And here, within like 1.5 years, I saw him improving better. So I was happy to see all this improvement. I decided to stay, you know.
The Shafala Center is a state-of-the-art school for children with special needs, a leader in helping children with autism. It is in Doha, Qatar's capital, and welcoming students from 6 years old to 21. Shafala is the name of a local desert flower, and the goal here is to help these students blossom. It is the creation of Sheikha Moza, the progressive First Lady of Qatar. The money from the oil and gas-rich government. The result? The school has some of the world's best teachers and facilities. Like these sensory rooms, where autistic children get the chance to connect to a sight, a sound, or a touch. When they can find something pleasing, the children can react positively, a chance for real communication.
Children with autism, they have problems with emotion and interacting with each other and communicating. And this is one of the way of communicating with us, that they are smiling. In this way, we know they are happy.
The same reason, they say, art is the voice of autism, allowing them to speak with something other than a word, like an instrument, or with colors. The people on this campus are not satisfied with just learning the best ways to treat autism. They now want to unravel this genetic mystery. And so they're about to break ground on this massive space behind me on a state-of-the-art research and development center. The Shafala Center has started a major study of autism in this small Gulf country. Qatar is thought to have a good gene pool to examine. The local population rarely marries outsiders, and local doctors had not diagnosed autism until recently. A place to start a study on autism from scratch.
There are certain things that we understand now that we did not understand 10 years ago, and there are still, a long list of questions to be answered.
Qatar has joined 19 other countries, all sharing their information about autism, seen as the next and perhaps most important step, solving mysteries and easing the pain for the loved ones.
If he just say hi or wave his hand, it's like, for me, it's like reaching the moon. Okay, Chad, let's go outside the classroom.
This Johannesburg school is called The Key, because you never know what will unlock these children's potential, say the teachers. All the students are autistic. This is a playground of kids who live in their own world, trapped in themselves by a condition that affects the development and functioning of the brain. Take Momo, a solitary 5-year-old who prefers playing with sand than with other children.
Here you go.
Bona.
Bona.
Bona. Bona. Bona.
Renate and the other teachers here say they are showing these autistic children how to break out of their shells. Each has varying degrees of autism. Each needs specialized care. Each marches to the tune of a different drummer. This place is not only a safe haven for the children, but a rare sanctuary for the parents. Momo's mother, Tumi, says bringing up an autistic child is a challenge.
And the tantrums that she threw, you couldn't really take out to public. A lot of the time it was hell. because you get people staring and all sorts of funny comments.
So sweet. Thank you for the...
Autism is still misunderstood, stigmatized, she says, and there's little support for parents with autistic children here in South Africa.
There's very little available for people with autism, whether they're children or adults. There are 7, 8, 9 schools that are dealing with these children. In the end, they're touching the lives of less probably than 1,000 children.
Momo's only been coming to the school for a year, but already her teachers and family have noticed a difference in her behavior. They say she's a little more receptive to other people, a little more present in this world. But still, she and her classmates will always need special care.
In this world, but they're not from this world, and it's our task to bring them back to our world, to help them to cope.
To cope and to love the people who matter in their lives.
At first, Fu Jing didn't know why her son, Ro Chi, never played with other kids, why he never spoke.
When he was around 2 years old, I noticed a lot of strange behavior. I took him to a doctor in Shanghai. He diagnosed language dysfunction.
But Ro Chi's behavior got worse.
I took him to many hospitals to try and find out the real problem. Finally, one hospital said my son has autism.
And when she heard that word, autism, she felt so hopeless she began thinking the unthinkable.
I thought about committing suicide with my son. I could not imagine the pain he would suffer when he grew up, or the unfair treatment from society and schoolmates. As a mother, I felt so much pain.
Tian Huping, or Hope as she's known, also struggled with the same desperate emotions 18 years ago when she too was told her son had autism. Back then, doctors said there was no treatment, no hope. But at one hospital, by pure chance, she found a small brochure printed in Taiwan on how to teach autistic kids. It wasn't much, but she read it over and over again.
So I just tried to work a little bit with my son and another boy. We live together with another boy. And it worked. It worked a little bit, but I saw a hope.
And from that brochure grew this, the Stars and Rain Education Institute for Autism. Born of one woman's utter determination to help her son when no one else would.
If he cannot go to school, what will happen with him? Yeah, as a mother, yeah, this is such a big worry. And now 15 years now, yeah, and all these parents, they have the exact same worry like I had 15 years ago.
More than 4,000 families have received the kind of help here they couldn't get elsewhere in China, including Fu Jing. She's learning how to communicate with her son, how to raise him, even how to love him.
The training here strengthens the acceptance of your kids. Honestly speaking, as an ordinary person, I get angry and even shout at him. But here, they say we have to accept our kids as who they are. I feel that I have changed.
The Chinese government says there's only about 100,000 people with autism in the entire country, but unofficial estimates put the number at somewhere between 1 and 2 million, perhaps more. And there's just a few doctors who are capable of diagnosing the disorder.
The institute here lists 60 nationwide, and that's an improvement.
15 years ago, how many doctors were there in China who could treat autism?
There was, as I studied the school at that time, in 1993, there was only 3 doctors in the whole China who can issue diagnosis.
Getting into Stars and Rain can take more than a year. With such high demand, the focus is on teaching the parents how to teach their kids.
Can the government do more? Can they start spending more on treatment? Can they have more doctors?
I'm not used to request anything from government.
Why?
We are educated. We are grown up in such a situation.
So instead of focusing on saying, no, you can't do that, you introduce the positive, saying, here's what you should do.
For 3 years, Stars and Rain has been working with Heartspring, a Kansas-based centre for children with special needs, sending teachers here like Connie Coulter. She found a school struggling with almost no resources without the latest research. But what the school did have surprised her.
There are things that they've taught me about value of family
and the passion, the empathy, the sacrifice that I don't see as much in the United States.
It's a sacrifice these parents have to make because in China, if your child has autism and you're looking for help, there's almost nowhere else to turn.